Well, I don't know, because if I'm supposed to be talking to him, I'd be like, hey.
Well, you could come over here a little bit more, and then you guys could flatten out rather than curve.
Okay, talk about something. Let's see how it feels.
Topic, man.
Well, the World Cup is coming up, and it's in South Africa this year. There's a lot of controversy surrounding it. I have no idea.
Talk about the podcast. You can talk about the library podcast.
Oh, I don't know what to say about the podcast.
Something you heard in the news. What's an interesting news story you read? You don't read the news, do you?
I read the news.
What do you think about that poor girl in Massachusetts who was killed herself because she got bullied by those 6 other teens
I
in
actually
school?
heard about that. Wow.
And now those 3 people are also being put on trial because of it.
Is it 3 students?
There's more than it, but they have 3 who will be going are being prosecuted with the crimes.
And faculty actually saw this happening and didn't do anything. Now, are they being prosecuted as well? No?
No. The school, I believe the last I heard, the parents were going to do a civil thing against the school, but in terms of 3 students that were bullying, whatever DA is going after them.
See, now the question arises, like, she killed herself. How come the charges against the 3 students? I mean, bullying is terrible. It's probably against school rules, but it's not federal crime.
Well,
That's a leading question. You want to be neutral.
yes.
I practice that too.
I forget what the exact crimes are that they're charged with. There's certain things. The girl is charged. There's 2 guys and a girl. The girl is charged with something less than the 2 guys. I forget what that was. But supposedly she also went out with one of these boys that's being charged.
So is bullying an epidemic in our country, something that we need to like watch out for, or is this kind of like a one-time thing? I mean, this is the first time I've heard of a person killing themselves over bullying.
Actually, this isn't the first time that I've heard anything this drastic. You'll remember, I can't remember the name of the school for the life of me, but there's a lot of instances in which a bullied child or a teenager will just snap under the pressure, and they will often go on either harm themselves or others, and this has been seen a lot, and it's really a horrible thing because you can really see the effects that other people have on these individuals. I mean, it's not, a lot of people joke and, tease, but people take that stuff seriously, so I do think it is a serious problem.
This is the first time I think that it's actually coming with charges against people in the school. It happens all the time, but I think this is the first time it's come to being prosecuted as a crime.
Well,
It happens all the time, but it hasn't been in that light prosecuted like that.
And they're not prosecuting the teachers or who could have stopped it, but they're prosecuting the students instead.
well, you have to think, is it the teacher's fault for not intervening, or is it the student's fault for making that horrible choice? Personally, I think it's the student's fault because, you have to consciously think to yourself, I'm bullying this kid and I know that this is wrong and I'm doing it anyway. That's not, and you got to think that even if the teacher did intervene, that's only during school time. They could have done this outside of school too, so I don't think...
The problem comes with the administration, though, because the parents of this daughter informed the administration that she was being bullied and that these things were happening, and the administration did very little, if anything, to stop it. So it's not so much a teacher issue, it's almost an administration issue, that the administration, the APs, the principals, did nothing to try and stop there and didn't do anything to intervene.
Yes, kids will be kids. Kids are, they really are. It's the adults. That's the reason we go to school. It's the rules. It's the adults that are supposed to, put the kids in their place, teach them right from wrong. And I think that's where the administration, I'm trying to stay non-opinionated.
I thought you were going to lead that
Be
somewhere and then make it
opinionated,
neutral.
And you can definitely show opinion, but
But not...
not lead them
Authoritative.
towards your view, necessarily.
Cyberbullying.
Is that the same?
No, actually, cyberbullying is it's actually pretty new. It's when a person, usually a child or a teenager, even some adults, get bullied online through various internet mediums like And this has shown very harsh side effects too, and just a lot of people are getting suicide rates and snapping under the pressure, just like real bullying. So there's the question of whether cyberbullying is a real threat or whether or not it's something that's made up. Because I mean, people do have a choice to sign on to their email or Twitter or MySpace. So it's not like it's an unavoidable thing, like maybe real bullying is like going to school. So it's a touchy topic because a lot of people say, oh, this it's just made up, but a lot of people say, no, this is real. My child or relative is getting bullied.
I mean, is cyberbullying as serious as real face-to-face bullying, or is this still kind of like just purely based on the internet?
Well, I mean, certainly they can't do physical harm to you. That's one obvious thing that a lot of people overlook when comparing the severity, but I think a lot of time people don't realize how much psychological stress goes into it, and that, most bullying is just teasing, casual, poking fun at people, so I think it's very effective for the internet in that